In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 6, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Northern Illinois versus Marquette. In the first game of the college basketball regular season, the Northern Illinois Huskies hit the road to face the Marquette Golden Eagles. Northern Illinois posted a 13-19 record last season with a 9-9 performance in Mid-American Conference play, securing a 7th-place finish in the Mid-American Conference standings. Marquette, on the other hand, had a standout season, concluding with a 29-7 overall record and an impressive 17-3 record in the Big East, securing the top spot in the Big East, 2 games ahead of Xavier. Notably, both teams have a clean bill of health with no players listed on the injury report. Northern Illinois exudes a quiet confidence as they head into this season. One of the strengths of the Huskies is that their top 3 scorers from last season are returning. David Coit, Zarik Nutter, and Keshawn Williams, who collectively contributed 46 points per game last year, will be pivotal for the team's success this year. Williams is returning from a torn ACL, so the team might ease him back into action, particularly against a strong team like Marquette. Keep an eye on Williams as the season progresses. Northern Illinois also bolstered its roster with additions like Philman Jebruit from DePaul, Ethan Butler from Oregon, and Quarren McPherson from Nebraska. Marquette enters the season with high expectations and a genuine belief that they can contend for the national championship. The Golden Eagles have the advantage of returning 8 of their top 9 scorers from a highly successful previous season. Tyler Kolek, who averaged 13 points and 7.5 assists last year, is a key figure this season. Guard Stevie Mitchell, known for his defensive prowess and ability to force turnovers, is also back in action. In this game, one can anticipate intense defensive pressure from Marquette as they look to put the squeeze on Northern Illinois. Worth noting is that Marquette didn't participate in recorded games leading up to this one. Marquette's well-rounded roster positions them as national championship contenders. With only one of their top 3 scorers departing and 8 players returning from last season, including leading scorer Cam Jones, second leading scorer Tyler Kolek, and their leader in assists, Marquette is a force to be reckoned with. Additionally, they retain their top rebounder, Oso Ighodaro, who was also the 4th leading scorer from the previous season. On the other hand, Northern Illinois, with just 3 returning starters from last season and a mix of transfers and freshmen, is in a rebuilding phase and is not anticipated to finish higher than 9th in the Mid-American Conference. While Marquette boasts undeniable talent, this is a game where Northern Illinois is expected to put up a fight. The Huskies return a substantial portion of their talent from last season, and their offensive capabilities should enable them to keep the game competitive. Look for Northern Illinois to handle Marquette's press, and their defense should also rise to the occasion. The margin of victory for Marquette might be around 15 or 20 points, but Northern Illinois is likely to keep it within the spread, so the Northern Illinois Huskies to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Marquette averaged 79 points per game last season, ranking 23rd in the nation. However, their defensive performance was not as robust, allowing an average of 70 points per game, which placed them at 183rd nationally. This can be attributed to Marquette's up-tempo style of play, which emphasizes an abundance of shot attempts. As they continue to push the tempo and take numerous shots, their opponents are also expected to have plenty of scoring opportunities. Consequently, the total points scored in this game are likely to exceed the projected total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Dartmouth versus Duke. Duke, ranked 2nd in the nation, inaugurates their season at Cameron Indoor Stadium as they host Dartmouth on Monday night. Dartmouth, coming off a 6th-place finish in the Ivy League last season without postseason play, aspires to secure a spot in the Ivy League tournament this year. They concluded last season with a 10-18 record and have 3 of their 5 starters returning. Notably, they have lost Dana Delicon, a key player who averaged 14 points and 2 blocks per game last season. However, Ryan Cornish, who averaged 12.5 points per game, returns, and he will be a pivotal player in this game if Dartmouth aims to compete. Duke, coming off a second-round exit from the NCAA tournament, has high hopes of becoming a national title contender this year. One of their crucial players is Kyle Filipowski, who had a remarkable freshman year, averaging 15 points and 8.9 rebounds per game. Despite having the option to enter the NBA, Filipowski decided to return to Duke for another year, which positions him as a significant mismatch in this game. His performance will be a key factor in Duke's quest to cover the spread. Additionally, Jalen Blakes is expected to contribute from the bench and is crucial for Duke's championship aspirations. As Duke commences the season, they do so with greater familiarity in Coach Shayer's system and added experience. The team boasts size and athleticism and excels in their defensive efforts. Dartmouth may struggle against the Blue Devils' athleticism, leading to an increased number of turnovers and easy scoring opportunities for Duke. Notably, Dartmouth ranked in the lower third of the nation for turnovers per game last season, which doesn't bode well when facing Duke on their home court. Duke also anticipates dominating the boards, which will enable them to dictate the tempo of the game and create fast break opportunities. Duke faced uncertainties last season with few experienced players and the introduction of a new head coach. This year, however, they are more settled, which is bound to make it a challenging night for visiting Dartmouth. The upcoming matchup marks the first ever meeting between the two schools. Dartmouth faces the added challenge of rarely encountering high-level programs in their out-of-conference schedule. Their last game against a ranked opponent dates back to the 2016 to 2017 season when they lost to number 23 Rhode Island, 84-61. Now, they are venturing into one of the most hostile arenas for visiting teams on opening night. The Cameron Crazies are eagerly awaiting this matchup. Duke achieved an undefeated home record last season, going 16-0 straight up, albeit with a 7-9 against the spread record in those games, according to TeamRankings.com. The Blue Devils secured a 27-point victory in their season opener last season against Jacksonville, a team that ranked 42 spots ahead of Dartmouth in the net rankings last year. Duke's firepower is expected to be overwhelming for Dartmouth to match on the first day of the season. While Dartmouth possesses returning talent and potential for contention in the Ivy League, this is a considerable point spread for an opening game. Nonetheless, Duke is a powerhouse, boasting both talent and experience this year, positioning them as legitimate title contenders. Dartmouth is unlikely to have a player capable of matching up with Filipowski, which could be the deciding factor. Anticipate Duke running up the score comfortably, while Dartmouth will likely struggle to reach even 60 points. A blowout victory is in the cards, so the Duke Blue Devils to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In terms of the total points scored, last season, the over hit 14 times in Dartmouth's games but was 13-22-1 whenever Duke played. This was due to Duke's formidable defense, led by the imposing presence of 7-footer Filipowski, who made it challenging for opponents to score in the paint. By forcing their rivals to take outside shots, Duke held them to a mere 30.1% from three-point range. It is likely that Duke will stifle Dartmouth's offensive efforts, and this is expected to be a low-scoring game. Even with Duke potentially having a high-scoring game, it is doubtful that Dartmouth will be able to contribute enough to push the total over. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Southern California versus Kansas State. In the opening game of their 2023-2024 season, the number 21 Southern California Trojans head east to face the Kansas State Wildcats, setting the stage for an exciting matchup between Pac-12 and Big 12 teams. Southern California concluded last season with a 22-11 record, though their NCAA tournament journey was cut short with a 72-62 loss to Michigan State. Kansas State finished the 2022-2023 season with a 26-10 overall record, reaching the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament before succumbing to a 79-76 defeat against Florida Atlantic. In their historical head-to-head matchups, Kansas State leads 4-1, with their most recent encounter ending in an 80-67 victory in the first round of the NCAA tournament on March 20, 2008. The Southern California Trojans are eager to take the court for the 2023-2024 season, and they possess the potential to be a formidable force. Following a commendable 22-11 record last season, the Trojans are setting their sights higher. However, the departure of key players like forward Drew Peterson and guard Reese Dixon Waters, who are two of the top three scorers last season, creates a scoring and playmaking void. Fortunately, the Trojans boast a talented group of returning players ready to step up. Senior guard Boogie Ellis, who averaged 18 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game last season, headlines this group. Alongside him, guard Kobe Johnson and forward Joshua Morgan contribute significantly to scoring and rebounding. Additionally, the Trojans welcome freshman guard Isaiah Collier and forward Brandon Gardner, while Bronny James, despite experiencing a cardiac arrest in July, is expected to make a significant impact once he's available. The transfer of senior forward DJ Rodman from Washington State could also prove pivotal. Last season, the Trojans averaged 72.5 points on offense while allowing just 67 points on defense. They excelled in field goal defense, leading their conference with opponents shooting at only 39.3% from the field. However, their three-point shooting, averaging 6.5 threes per game, needs improvement, and they also need to focus on rebounding, as they had a negative rebound margin of -0.5 last season. With a combination of experienced veterans and promising rookies, the Southern California Trojans have the makings of a deep NCAA tournament run. Head coach Andy Enfield, with a 205-129 record at Southern California, has the expertise to lead this team to new heights. Ranked number 21, the Trojans are the team to beat in the Pac-12, promising an exciting season for their fans. The Kansas State Wildcats enter the 2023-2024 season with cautious optimism. Following a 26-10 record last season, they aim to secure a spot in the NCAA tournament once again. In his second season as head coach, Jerome Tang aspires to build on the team's impressive 26-10 record. However, he faces the formidable challenge of replacing key departed players. The Wildcats will particularly miss guard Marquette Noel, who led the team with 18 points and an impressive 8.2 assists per game. Forward Keontae Johnson, contributing 17 points and 6.8 rebounds per game, also leaves a significant void. The departures of guard Daisy Sills, forward Ismail Massoud, center Abayomi Iola, and guard Tyke Green further deplete the roster. However, there is room for optimism. Senior forward Nequan Tomlin is expected to step up, particularly in scoring and rebounding, with an average of 10 points and 5.9 rebounds per game last season. Junior guard Cam Carter and senior forward David Engessen also need to play more prominent roles, as they contributed 6.5 and 6 points per game, respectively. The Wildcats welcome a new wave of talent, including transfers Gerald Colbert from LSU and Arthur Kaluma from Creighton, who bring valuable experience. Freshman guards Dai Ames and R.J. Jones, along with senior guard transfer Tyler Perry from North Texas, deepen the guard position. Integrating these newcomers is crucial for bolstering the offense, which averaged 75.5 points per game last season, and for strengthening the defense, which allowed 70 points per game. Statistically, the Wildcats boasted a strong field goal percentage of 46.1% and tied for the Big 12 lead with the Texas Longhorns in free throw percentage at 74.8%. On the defensive end, they were fifth, allowing opponents a 42.4 shooting percentage. This season presents a tale of two halves for Kansas State, experienced returners and promising recruits. The success of their integration could determine whether they embark on a deep postseason journey or face an early exit. With a balanced approach and a focus on tightening their defense, the Wildcats possess the tools to climb the Big 12 rankings. Keep a close watch on this squad, as they have the potential to be dark horses capable of making significant strides. This game promises an exciting start to the season, with both teams retooling their rosters. In college basketball, it's common for players to switch schools or enter the NBA early, requiring teams to adapt quickly. While Southern California is considered a Pac-12 contender this season, they need to find complementary pieces to support Boogie Ellis and develop a capable depth chart. Kansas State will feel the absence of Nequan Tomlin, and replacing two first-team all-conference players is no easy task. The Wildcats have struggled in season-opening contests against ranked opponents, going 0-3, and they hold a 12-16 away record in season openers. Southern California has a solid core led by senior guard Boogie Ellis, who averaged 18 points per game last season, providing them with both firepower and experience. Kansas State, on the other hand, posted a better record last year but has lost key contributors like Marquette Noel, creating a gap in offensive production. Southern California has addressed their roster gaps with top-tier transfers and promising newcomers like Bronny James. On the defensive side, Southern California excels, as they held their opponents to just 39.3% shooting, leading their conference. In contrast, the Wildcats lagged behind in defense, allowing opponents to shoot at 42.4%. While Kansas State has lost significant production from last season, Southern California has managed to adjust to their roster changes more effectively. Southern California is in a better position as the season begins, and they are expected to outclass the Kansas State Wildcats in this matchup. With Coach Andy Enfield and his experienced squad, Southern California is poised for success. So the Southern California Trojans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Last season, the over hit in 17 of Southern California's 33 games with a posted total. The Trojans maintained an adjusted tempo ranking of 140th, with an average of 68 possessions per game. However, they were turnover prone, ranking 175th in turnover percentage, losing the ball on 18.1% of their possessions. These numbers somewhat offset their shooting proficiency, ranking 141st in two-point shooting and 138th in effective field goal percentage. Kansas State, on the other hand, saw the over hit in 20 of their 36 games with a posted total last season. The Wildcats were 37th in offensive efficiency and 27th in defensive efficiency, showcasing their balanced approach. They also performed well in effective field goal percentage and free throw percentage, ranking 79th and tying for the lead in the Big 12 at 74.8%, respectively, with both teams showing a propensity for high-scoring games. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.